Alright, hello everybody. Got my 3D printer, of course. You've probably heard about it. If you haven't, well now you do. Her name is Hal 9000. You can probably guess. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make something. It's pretty dang simple. The plastic I'm going to be using is PLA, that stuff over there, as opposed to ABS, which is this stuff. As you can see, there's kind of a difference. So let's get started. Please excuse the mess, by the way. Alright, let's assume you've got an STL file and you just put it through SkyNForge. So this is what I put through SkyNForge, the 40mm cube. Since I'm printing in PLA, I'm going to need to modify it, of course. But first, it's going to take me to Replicator G, which is CNC controlling machine. So you plug in your Makerbot, turn her on. Alright, now that she's on, got plastic. Now that it's on, you open up your Replicator G. That'll also give you that message. If you're on a Mac, of course. Once you open your Mac up, you're going to want to change a couple things. Let me set this down here. Like, I'm going to need to change S. Since the temperature, which is at... where's macro function on this? The temperature's at 240. I mean, I can just zoom in. No, it's crap too. It says the temperature's at 240. ABS melts at 220, and I find that the perfect temperature for ABS is 240. But since PLA is different, it melts at 250. So I'm going to want to change everything that has M104, and then it says S240. I'm going to need to change that. All the numbers to 255. Then what I'm going to do is go to M104. Can't type today. 104. Find. Oh look, it changed it to 230. Down here, during part of the build, 255. Which coincidentally happens to be the same speed as the motor. So make sure you aren't getting M104 and M108 messed up. So go back to find again, M104, find my other temperature, 215, yeah, that's doing something freaky. M104, 215 to 255, change that again. 240, change that to 250, 255, 104, 104, and then it repeats. Now that I've changed all my temperatures up, I'm going to want to home my machine, which for this I have a little control panel. And every time I press a button, which I am also going to want to do, is heat up my heater, my extruder to 250 centigrade, or Celsius, either one. While that's doing that, I'll explain here. My build platform's a little warped, and I tried to fix it, and it warped even more, so now I can only have 2 screws in there, instead of all 6. And it's messed up, but it will still print quite well, actually. While we're waiting for the head to heat up still, I have some random parts here. I made this teapot off of Thingiverse, which there's a link in the sidebar over there. Let's go review some more. Here's my box of stuff. Everything I've ever printed, well, most of it, is in this box. I personally designed this. It can be found on Thingiverse over there. I also designed, I didn't design this, but this is what it's supposed to look like. This is the ABS version of our finished product. Only it's gonna look clear-ish. After, I also designed this to clip onto my glasses. Another link over there. Designed this to hold onto my iPod Touch. Designed this weird box-looking thing as like a safe thing, but it didn't turn out too well. There's also a bunch of things like on Thingiverse in here. This was supposed to be a dragon. This was supposed to be Walt Disney, but it turned out a little creepy. Now he looks just like a freaky alien. Which brings me back to this. This white stuff around the cable is masking tape. Inside of the masking tape is some tin foil. This will reduce radio electromagnetic interference, which will which potentially will lead to something like this, which will slide your print over, and it just F's a lot of stuff up. So that's why that cable's white and looks funny. Alright, now that we're about to reach our target temperature, 244 out of 250, I already set the pulse width modulation onto my extruder to 255. Turn it on forward, and we should be getting some extreme extrusion. And while it's doing that, I'll stop that, and it'll stop. Take my fancy pliers, pull that out of there, and I'm going to lower the print head. 5 millimeters more. And since it's only a test cube, it doesn't really matter where I put it on the platform, center-wise. It just has to be 40 millimeters from the edge. Start the build. It'll put up a little window here. Raise the thing. It says, we're close enough. Let's extrude some. And it's off, but it's still oozing out just because it's got some pressure on it still. Now we're going to hit print, hit the enter key as soon as I cut here so I can switch to time lapse. After we hit the enter key, it will bring the print head down and you'll see. Okay, here's its final layers in action. This is this part of the mold. This part of our cube. That's the base. That's what makes it solid. So let's see how this turns out. A little bit of a Makerbot. Some David Blaine. Alright, as it's doing its final layers, it's doing some not last minute, it's just finishing its build. Okay, here's done with there might be another layer, if not, this is it. Then we're done. Then it raises the platform up. Oh, we have a cube that we can touch, feel, envision, which is almost, if I can get this lined up right, like my ABS cube. Oh, we're zoomed in, that's why. It's almost like my ABS cube. Almost. Now, if that ain't cool, I don't know what is.